Let's speak to Dagoretti North's Member of Parliament, wonderful guest every time she comes on and gives us some great insights. Beatrice Elachi joins us live in the studio.
Happy New Year. Happy Valentine.
Happy Valentine.
That should be the one, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you do for Valentine's?
Oh, for me, I think I need to see children go to school. There's some, from ones who I know, the parents have been unable to take them to school, and I think I need to go and look for them. There are 2 or 3 of them, and see how we take them to Form 1.
Yeah. There's a deadline, right? I think deadline is this week.
There's a deadline, yes, and I know we still have a few who I need to go and get some of their slots. They've done well at Precious Blood Rerouter, and so that will be my Valentine, I think.
Oh. And in the evening, because you can't do that all day. So during the days when you
in the evening, I know I have a few families who are mourning, and who their bodies should be leaving this week. I know you're looking at me. Yeah.
Like when hakuna mtu anakupenda.
Hii Valentine. Atanipenda tu venye ananipenda kila wakati. Sababu unapendwa kila siku.
Elections already?
No, I think first of all, this is what the president requested. He said he needs an opposition that checks the government, an opposition that will make the government work. And I think the opposition felt this is the best way to make the government work, to check the government. So you go to the people, you do your baraza, you do your rally, you ask questions, you talk to them, and how people respond, you'll know based on that. I think that is what, at the moment, we are doing.
And is it working?
People are now coming out. They are saying, look, the cost of living is high, and right now they are saying in the education. You see, the biggest challenge, which I know is there across the world. Yes, there's recession. People are trying. You can see the UK trying to make sure that recession doesn't really affect their people. So every country has its fair share in terms of what is happening and the pain that is there. And these are the implications of post-COVID. After post-COVID, this is what we go through. We are going through. We didn't know. In terms of preparation, I think the governments that will suffer more are governments that are coming in, like the government of Kenya, coming into that time. And so we have to think, and that is why sometimes it is good to have a dialogue. Regardless, you need a dialogue. What the government should do, it should not focus so much on this. It should focus in bringing solutions in what people are questioning. And so if people are questioning that indeed we have challenges in, for example, in education, so how do we sit down and agree that yes, we've come to a win-win and parents can take children to school? These are some of put in a new framework, especially when we are starting the junior high schools. Put in a framework of do we want to continue charging school uniforms at that expense? Because you see, if you balance the uniform and take it back to how parents used to buy, then parents are able to pay school fees. But you see, you find in some schools, the school uniform is even more expensive than the first term fee. So, which I agree and disagree on this, that kids who school in international schools work in Yaya, they work in any uniform school, and they'll buy school uniform. And their school uniform is more affordable than the school uniform of a parent who is taking a child to a government school. And we can change. We have EPZs. EPZs in Kenya are doing expo, yes, but they are allowed at 20%. Why can that 20% be when do uniforms at affordable price and take them to the schools? And so that when your parent is there, you'll pay half price of what you're paying now. So we have to ask government, number one, to create a conducive environment to have jobs so that many other people can wake up in the morning and go and do something. There, then you can get your revenue and put it up and make it more And now you can speak of we are able to pay debt, we are able to do this. And it's only if us parliamentarians can agree for the first time to be bipartisan on the budget.
Can we stop corruption? Honestly speaking.
It's a way of life, a culture. So are we going to stop this culture of just ensuring, fine, I have put a budget here. In that budget, I can see roughly 50% is not supposed to be in that budget. But I've decided to put it because I have to take some home, go build a few things, and give some to so and so. Are we going to stop this thing? If we stop it as a country, if we want to move forward, by the way, the only animal we must deal with is the lust of having property, lust of being wealthy, lust of just taking money that is not yours, and you call it yours, and you move on. If we do that, we will save this money. Even when we are saying, I know there will be prayers tomorrow for the economy, and may God help our economy, may God give us rain. I mean, if we have sinned, He needs to forgive us, especially in the issue of rain, so that people can plant. But having said that, you see, then we go and face God. Then we tell God we need, yet God can see we are not doing it right. We have one body that collects all revenue, but then the revenue of Nairobi is given back to Nairobi, but it is said that we were able to collect 100 billion, 50 billion. And in Nairobi, you can collect 50 billion a year or 100 if you are smart and if you are willing to collect that revenue. So if we are able now to give in those records, we will move. We will know that from now on, the government can take this money to pay debt, because Nairobi can survive from government. Instead of getting the shareable of 14, 15 billion, you can get 7 billion or 8, because you already have 50 billion. So we have to think. Yeah. We have to agree that, yes, there is a challenge everywhere in the world, but at the same time, we are very wealthy. It is only we've decided to misuse.
What's happening in Lavington Primary?
In Lavington Primary, so after we subdivided and got Lavington Secondary, so the field is one, because they have to share. But now, when you go to where the dormitory of the girls is, somebody has come. He's building from up, which was also part of the school land anyway, because the quarters of the school are up. So you're wondering, these guys who came in the middle here, how did they get this land? But you don't ask anymore because they're built. So, and they sit there very comfortably. So you come down, and then you find a new one who is building from up, but has decided his wall will come into the school. And I'm like...
And there's nothing anyone can do.
Well, that's what we are saying. I have got Safaricom put a mast. Somebody says where that mast is in the school of land. When you have the deed, you're told it is a Muindi or somebody's land. I'm like, how now? How? It is at the end of the boundary of the school. How does it become somebody's property? And Safaricom buys it and comes and tells the school they need to refund the monies that they've been paying. I'm like, how? What? Are you okay, Safaricom also? And it's not just one school. They've done that to Lavington Primary. They are doing that to Mudangari Primary. But the mast is in the school.
Which means the school should benefit from the fees.
Of course.
But it goes to an individual.
Especially the one from Mudangari goes directly to an individual. The school has never benefited. But it is in the school. Just in Kawangware, Kabiru Ward. A guy comes in the morning with a Prado. All young people are taken there to take drugs. Hard drugs. You go there, you fight, you do what you look. You're wondering, is it part of the security team that don't care? You wonder. And I'm like, where did we just go wrong? And when you look at them, I mean, you feel these are children. These are our children, the children who are supposed to take care of their parents tomorrow. They are not there. And you find even a girl who had a B is there. Cabbage, complete. Now we are taking to rehab. But you're asking yourself, why? Can't we just come as government, stop? And we stop it. In real sense, stop it.
Is there legislation being put together to, change people's lives?
You don't need legislation right now in Kenya. No. There's too much legislation to do all these things, Nick. I'm telling you.
Oh, it's just
we have
implementation.
NACADA, but that impunity of even government officials like talking from offices. You know, they like saying things when they're in the office, when they're seated. Come on the ground. Even I was telling them, stop talking about policemen in the office, but you're not coming to see the situation they're in and what they're going through and who they're dealing with. Come in the morning at 5 and sit somewhere and watch. We must save our young people in Kabiro. It cannot continue like that anymore. And we must save not just Kabiro. Look at the whole of Nairobi and see how to help young people. I want to plead back to the president. I know he doesn't like hearing about Kazim Taani. Fine, call it Huduma Mashinani. Call it any name. But give these people an opportunity. And if you feel it doesn't do better, now look at people who have gone through NYS and they're right now back in homes. They're very good young people. They can do a lot of things. Look at plumbers and put them together. And all these things we are talking about, affordable housing. Let these young people go there and be trained to see how to support in that, because these are government projects. And then in the Mashinani, let them come and open the sewer. Let them clean the place, and clean for real, not playing because, no, clean and make the places more affordable, more clean, more environmental better. Let them come. The trees you're talking about, let each person plant a tree somewhere, you know, and they will do it. But if we just leave them and we are saying we are in hard times, we are in hard times, yes. But in those hard times, you're looking for revenue so that you get money. The more you give these young people, definitely. There was money for young people of Kibera for NYS. You remember? The SACCO?
Yes.
Where is it? Release it now. Release it to those young people in Kibra. They were deducted, being told by government, we are keeping for you this money, it will come to support you. Then release it now. I think it has even grown it. Where it is now, it's money that can be put on a bond on anything. But tell the Kibera young people who worked for NYS at that time that this is the amount we took from you and this is how much is there. Give it to them to do something, to bring it back now, and they can do small businesses that they will want to do and see how they change their life.
So will you be going to Kasarani Nyayo Stadium tomorrow?
It's National Prayer Day.
Oh.
I think it's been organized by the Kenya Kwanza side. So we are praying for drought and the economy.
Well, I'll pray with them. I'll go to Holy Family and I'll pray.
Oh, you won't go there, Ama, you'll be attacked for going the other side.
I have no idea, but because I am... No, prayers we must pray. Prayer we are praying. By the way, we are praying so much for them. But I didn't understand. Prayer for drought. We can pray. We will pray.
You know,
I'll pray at Holy Family. I mean, I'll just go to a chapel and pray. The issue is this. Prayers we must. But we must ask God for forgiveness because we do things the wrong way. All of us. The day we agree to repent, that indeed here we did it wrong, and here God will open our doors. People will be so surprised in how that revival will be in Kenya, in terms of the economy, in terms of many other things. And you see, when you have good leaders, people feel the breath of those good leaders. They wake up in the morning and the environment is positive for them to do things.
Mheshimiwa, speak to the people of Dagoretti North.
And just to tell them, I know there's a lot. Many are sleeping hungry. Many parents find it very difficult to wonder what next. And I think for us in Dagoretti North, we must trust that change has to come. We must have faith and we will see that change. And because when we were working together, we said we must change a few things, and especially in the education sector, we must change a few of our roads. For the last 10, 15, 20 years, it's been so bad for Dagoretti North in terms of even how the roads are. But we are saying the governor did a few things, Simba, we must now do better. And when I say better is that at least I want to thank a few of our friends, our donors, who have accepted to support me to have feeding programs in school. So we have a feeding program in Gatina Primary School. Thanks to Stanbic Bank, we really appreciate. We have a feeding program that is starting in Kawangware. We need a feeding program that has to go to Muslim. Those are the public schools. We have walked into St. George's. We need to see how they proceed with their agricultural sector and see how they continue. We have to start thinking, how can we feed ourselves? So if we have small lands in the schools, in Kilimani we have a whole unit of children with special needs. We really need support, and I think then we have so many other schools that are private schools that I need the ministry to come and see how we support them, because we have many children also going there. Why? Because of lack of public schools and lack of land, and people have taken all the land. So my prayer to them is, if we achieve a few of these things, then we will thank God for that, because we know the moment you empower people with education, they move on and they will change their lives themselves. If we don't do that, if we don't retain children in school, we are going to have a problem of many young kids roaming all over looking for food, which they do in the weekends. You find them all over running overnight. When I look at Turkey, I say it was because of the political leadership, like us political leaders in Kenya, pushing things in the wrong way.
Ticking time bomb.
Yes.